Hey there, this is Straight Talk, No Sugar Added. Life topics the way I see them. I'm your host, Nina Perez. I am here to challenge and transform your thinking. No excuses. Let's do this. Hey there, welcome back to Straight Talk, No Sugar Added. Life topics the way I see them. Today I want to talk to you about your self-talk, your self-examination. What do you say or think of yourself inside? Last week we talked about the power of words. We talked about having an attitude of gratitude. And we talked about how planting seeds will give you the fruit that you will eat. So if you're planting seeds that is negative, you will eat fruit that is negative because you will eat what you plant. You can't expect to plant an apple tree and then reap bananas. You just can't expect to do that. So if you speak negatively, you will eat negatively and vice versa. If you speak positively and positive affirmations in your life, you will eat positively. But where do we get this negative or positive talk from anyway? Where do we get this talk from? Inside ourselves, right? I mean, in ourselves is the loudest voice. We are always speaking to ourselves without shutting up. So we need to go deep and examine and pay attention what it is we are saying to ourselves. I mean, have any of you ever sat up at night and just kept thinking and thinking and thinking and talking to yourself and thinking and talking to yourself and sometimes answer yourself? I know I have, right? We just don't shut up. So we need to find out what it is exactly that we are saying to ourselves. We need to examine what we are doing. In Galatians 6:4-5, it says, let each one examine his own work. Then he could take pride in himself and not compare himself with someone else. For each one will carry his own load. So examine yourself, examine your mind, examine your thinking. And let every man, woman, child prove their own work. See, one of the issues in life is that we carry or we try to run someone else's race and not our own. I used to get so depressed when everybody my age was so ahead of me in this game called life. They have houses and I've never owned a home. I mean, they have new BMW cars and I buy new used ones or have been given cars. They have money in the bank and they go on vacations. I could barely afford a staycation, maybe. But I noticed that throughout my life, as I keep getting older, that I kept trying to run the race with the people my age at that age. I mean, am I ever going to catch up? I started to do some self-examining and I realized that at the end of the day, I am running a race with myself at my own pace. I need to know that these things I shouldn't be doing, then I shouldn't be doing them. These things that I am doing well, then great, keep doing those things. But you must change because you want to change. You have to do it yourself. No one can do it for you. No one can do it for me. You're not responsible for changing me, and I certainly am not responsible for changing you either. So, what are you saying to yourself anyway? Do you speak so nicely to yourself? Do you speak nicely to yourself like you would a friend or a family member that needs encouragement? Do you encourage yourself? Or do you put yourself down? Do you listen to crap that isn't for you and make it your truth? I mean, what are you watching? What are you reading? What are you listening to? It is vital to protect your mind. It is so vital. We may have some areas in our minds that are imprisoned places. I call them imprisoned because we have trouble breaking free from them, right? We all have done stuff, or we all have had stuff done to us that isn't fair at all. I mean, you must get past all of that, all of those mistakes that you've made and all of the things that have been done to you in this life. I think that mistakes or so-called mistakes, I call them so-called because I don't believe that they're always mistakes. I believe that there are life lessons for your personal growth and for strength. Even the crap that has been done to you and me against our will can be used as a catapult to move forward. The less power that you give that offense done towards you, the more power you personally have to use it to light your life on fire. Go for it. The deeper you feel that offense or that mistake is, I feel that it's the deeper that your foundation is for the house full of blessings that you can build on. So the bigger the house or building, the deeper the foundation has to be. So I wanted to know more about foundations. So I looked up foundations and found it in the dictionary, and I found two definitions. I found a shallow foundation and deep foundations. And for a shallow foundation, which I found interesting, is the type of building foundation that transfer the building load to the earth, like very close to the surface. So a shallow foundation is really susceptible to any seismic effect, right? So earthquake, vibrations, hurricanes, things like that, it's really susceptible to it. So it will rock that building. A deep foundation is to make to dig trenches in the ground, digging deeper and deeper and deeper until you come to like subsoil, which is more solid than the topsoil. A tall building must have a strong foundation if it is to stand for a long time. So my question to you is, which kind of foundation do you have? Have you had an earthquake in your life come and cause you to feel like you're on unstable ground? Do you take the thing that people have done to you and use it as a way for you to just have excuses in life and not move forward? Or will you use what they have done to you or what you have done as a shovel to dig deeper and deeper and deeper and deeper until you hit subsoil and start building your life on a strong foundation? Do not let anyone or the enemy fool you into thinking that no one has ever been there, that you are all alone in this mistake or all alone in this thing that has been done to you, and that there's no way out. There is no way for you to be forgiven, or there is no way for you to forgive. That is a lie from the pit of hell. Examining yourself will not be easy by any means. You will have to deal with a lot of pain and a lot of frustration that comes up, I promise you. You can't go around life medicating yourself with things to cover the pain and anger that comes up. For me, I had a horrible stepfather, and from the age of about 6 years old to I say about 10, 11 years old, he molested me and beat me all the time. And for me, my medication for that was food. Food was my medication. I like to eat. That's what made me feel completely covered and safe and filled. I was empty. I needed to be filled. So are you medicating yourself with things? Food, alcohol, drugs, sex, bashing others, being angry, gossiping. It can't be the way we deal with hurts. It just can't be the way. That, my friends, is a shallow foundation, right? Because those things don't hold up to any kind of earthquake or hurricanes. That knocks you down. Having a free and sober mind, and I don't mean just sober from drinking, right? Sober from food, sober from drugs, sober from sex, sober from bashing others. Just to have a sober mind will help us reason. It'll help us combat it. It will protect us from the enemy and those who are trying to destroy us. You know what? Even ourselves. Okay? Because a lot of us are self-destructive. We sabotage our goods. We sabotage things that we are trying to do that's better for our lives. We throw it to the wind and we sabotage ourselves. That's why self-examination is so vital, because we need to win. We need to take that shovel of all of those things that we are getting in our self-examination and dig deep. Dig deep until you hit that soil that now you can plant the tallest building. That's why this podcast was created, so that we learn to move forward, so that we transform our mindsets, so we challenge our thinking. It's time to win. I want to see your buildings. I want to see how deep that foundation is, because a building can hold many. A building can hold many. So thank you so much for joining me. I hope that this has helped transform your mindset and challenge the way you're thinking. Let me know. This is Nina Perez at Straight Talk, No Sugar Added. Dig deep and build your foundation.